So after 10 months of bulking and about 18 kilos gained, I'm finally ready to call it quits and to start my cut. So what this means is for the next 10 to 12 weeks, I'm gonna start at 3,000 calories and slowly chip away and bring it down. Be doing my cardio, keep progressively overloading to build muscle and or maintain hopefully. But I really just wanna see the frame that I've built from bulking from so long, because to be honest, I'm kind of sick of it. I did plan to bulk for longer, kind of moved the sticks a few times. The first goal was to bulk to 75 kilos, funny enough, from 66. Then it moved to 78, then 80, then 83, then 90. So we got to 85 in the end, which is pretty good. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the amount of muscle I put on my frame. And now I just kind of want to chip away and see this physique that I've built. And I guess more specifically as well, if I do want to compete sometime next year in a natural bodybuilding show, you know, kind of, do I have the genetics and am I willing to go through, you know, that drastic weight cut that you have to do for a show? So I guess it's going to be kind of a bit of a taster to see if I like kind of doing a bit of that prep, if I can be disciplined enough in my diet. To be honest though, I guess people kind of skew one of two ways. You either find it easier to gain weight or easier to lose weight. I personally find it so much easier to lose weight, to just not eat a lot, than to gain weight. So I think cutting's going to be easier than bulking was. But again, I have to get over, my diet has adapted to when I was bulking to eating so much food. So now that it's my first day eating 1,000 calories less, so going from 4,000 on the bulk to now starting at 3,000 on the cut, I'm already feeling like definitely not as much food in my system, and I feel a little bit hungry, but yeah, that's just part of it. I think that's I think it's almost a little bit cool, because it shows that, you know, you're starting something new, you're working towards something. And it kind of as well, just starting the cut, it gives you a bit of burst of motivation, because you've been doing the same thing for 10 months now. So now it's kind of a different gym goal you have in mind. And also it's actually really weird timing, because obviously everyone will typically bulks for the winter and then you cut down for the summer. But what I've done is I've just bulked from winter, or even before winter, through winter, spring, summer, and now I'm cutting in autumn. I think that's the right seasons, which is like pretty weird. So I'm gonna be like kind of shreddy going into winter, but then I might start up a bulk again as well. But yeah, so as for today, already went and done my training session. Again, training the same, progressively overloading, all that good stuff. Only difference today, dropped it by 1,000 calories. Right, I'm still on 230 grams of protein a day, but I'm on 3,000 calories now, and I'm hitting the treadmill. I'm doing a grade 7 incline on a 4 km/h pace for 30 to 45 minutes. I'll just see how it goes here. That should burn about 300 or so calories. Again, I'm not an exercise scientist. I'm just giving it a crack. And then during this cut as well, obviously, I'm going to be documenting it on YouTube, uploading either twice a week, 3 times a week, at minimum once a week for the 12 weeks. And then I'm going to be berating my Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube shorts as well. So you should make sure to check those out. I have them linked in the description. They're also in my bio for my YouTube if you want to check them out. Now as well, starting the cut, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how unfit I am, because I used to be actually pretty fit, like playing soccer, basketball, doing a bit of Muay Thai as well. That's probably when I was my fittest earlier last year, right around March. But yeah, even now, I've been on the treadmill 10 minutes. Holy, like, I'm pretty unfit. I'm super keen to get a bit of an actual jawline back again. You know, lose the love handles. And I'm actually start fitting in my clothes again. Like I'm having to wear all like the biggest clothes I have, because I'm just outgrowing everything. Which I guess is what's going to happen when you put on like 18 kilos in about a year. But yeah, it's just part of it as well. I figured as well, every video I'm going to start, I'm just going to film on the treadmill, just talking a bit about life, what's going on, what's happening. I guess sharing the good about this cut, then also the bad as well, you know, keeping it transparent. What's working for me, what's not working for me, what I wish I did differently when I started the cut. But obviously that'll be with hindsight, and what I'm doing well that I really like. I do think it's super important though, not just when you're cutting, bulking, just when you're going to the gym and trying to better yourself, the people you hang around is absolutely everything. So if you're going to lose weight, go on a weight loss journey, which I guess I technically am, do it with someone who's also doing the same thing. You will keep each other accountable, hit your cardio together, you can text each other, make sure you both stay on top of it. Same with bulking, and then that also transfers to outside the gym as well, which I'll get into more detail probably in later videos. The people you surround yourself with, if you want to make your goals easier, that is probably the #1 tip. As for the rest of it though, any content you guys want to see, nutrition wise, recovery, in terms of my actual training, on my cardio, or even just life as well, you just want to know what I'm up to, let me know, DM me, put it in the comments, whatever, and I will make it happen. I do work full time, and then obviously I train quite a bit as well, but I will find the time to make the content and just kind of make sacrifices in other areas, maybe socially or whatever, to make sure I do get this content out. Because I think at 19, especially where I come from, so many people are scared about, and I was too, so I can't even blame them, about what other people think, you know, what's cringe, what's corny. Of course, making a fitness channel, you know, a little bit cringe, but you know what, you can help people out, and I'm a big believer in just giving it a crack. And I would hate to turn 25, 30 and you kind of miss that boat of throwing that Hail Mary past of some, I don't know, content creation or some crazy career outside of the university or just working full time. But you just were too scared to have a try because you're worried about what other people think, and those people don't even care about you either. So there's no point in caring about what they think. The same way you shouldn't care about what other people are doing. You know, just stay in your lane. If you like what someone's doing, you can support them. If you don't, just leave it. You know what I mean? So I guess that's kind of where my head's at with this whole, like, obviously last maybe 2.5 months, I think it is now, since like mid-January, I've been putting out a bit of content on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And you know what, I'm just giving it a crack. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know if it's going to pick up any momentum or anything, but you know, I thought I'll give it my best go, stick to it. And worst case, I'm helping out quite a few people. I know, even just personal friends and family of mine that are getting stuff out of it, the content that I'm posting. So you know what, that's good enough for me. I figured that I'll use this video a little bit as an introduction as well. If I'm just popping up on your YouTube or For You page for the first time, just tell you a little about who I am. So first off, obviously my name's Sam. Samfn23 is like my username. No, it's not. It's not Fortnite, it's Sam Fitness Nutrition. And then 23, well, that's because Sam FM was taken. And you know, Michael Jordan, LeBron, my birth date. Anyway, doesn't matter. I've been training since about year 7. I was lifting a few dumbbells in my garage. Really picked up on calisthenics in year 9. I got pretty good at it as well. So doing one hand push-ups, you know, behind the back clap push-ups, pull-ups, all that stuff. And then I found weightlifting kind of late year 10. Me and some mates signed up to YMCA. Shout out Russie. He made me sign up at YMCA, and we started working out there, and I was hooked, fell in love with it. Obviously off the rip, made some super good gains. As you do when you're a beginner and you're 16, you know, you got hormones flying through you. And then I kind of plateaued for a little bit, but I kind of realized with the gym, not that I had crazy genetics, but I thought I picked up on it pretty well. And it wasn't hard for me to like go to the gym and be disciplined. I just loved it. It was fun. It was literally a form of fun for me. And it kept me out of trouble. Then kind of year 11, year 12, I just kind of plateaued, stayed the same. Went out partying heaps more than I probably should have. But you know, it's fun and it's part of growing up as well. And then about 3 months in the last year, when I was in uni, working and stuff, I was going out heaps, maybe twice every weekend. And I just kind of decided that I wanted to do more. I just kind of, you know, hop on that whole self-improvement, I guess, bandwagon and grind. And so that's how I fell into working out and just taking it a little bit more serious. And all that meant for me was just getting a couple of mates, you know, shout out Tay, shout out Slats, to really push me in the gym and to go with me. Everything changed. All my progress just got sped up so much when I started eating properly. It was game changing. Eating in a surplus and eating just everything in sight and so much protein, especially chocolate milk. You know, a lot of you guys know, you've seen on my social media how much I glorify it. Absolutely game changing. I just started blowing up from eating more. And you know, I always kind of had good triceps, just decent arms in general and stuff, but I had skinny legs, like no chest, very narrow back. So I didn't think I had the best genetics for like bodybuilding per se. And then as I've gone to the gym more and more, especially as of late, quads have just blown up, back thickness, width blown up. My chest still isn't the best, but it's definitely gone better. Arms have kept growing. And so it's been so cool just to like see what happens, you know, when you actually just put your all into something and really work at it. So that's been really cool. And again, that goes back to my point of just hanging around people who have your best intentions and you want to go in the same place. You know, you both want to see each other do well. And then, yeah, that translates outside of the gym so much more as well. I should also mention, because it's a massive part of my life now, that I am Christian as well. So that's my faith. Kind of grew up Catholic and stuff my whole life. You know, I went through the Catholic schools, went to church on Easter and Christmas, etc. But never really had a strong faith or knew what it was all about. And then certain events happened kind of like 5-6 months ago where I kind of had a decision to make, whether I'm going to rely on my faith and really believe in this stuff, or just rely on my own understanding and figure things out myself. And I decided to rely on faith, and it hasn't let me down since, and it's become a massive part of my life and kind of just the cornerstone, the foundation that I stand on. And that's not to say I'm perfect and I don't sin or whatever. I do sin probably more than a lot of people who aren't even, you know, Christian. I probably sin a lot more than them. But again, coming back to just, you know, getting in the Word, reading the Bible, taking out the teachings that it says, and everything the Bible says it's going to do if you apply it to your life, it just has for me. So this year, I guess, because this channel is going to be going for the whole year, big part of this year is going to be me growing in faith and also, you know, my bodybuilding as well and socially, etc., etc. I should also mention as well that as much as I say I'm not an exercise scientist, which I'm not, I don't have a degree or anything, I do love reading the literature on exercise science. And I love tuning into guys like Mike Israel, Jeff Nippard, etc., and seeing what they have to say and then reading through the literature myself. And then I work out in 6-week mesocycles. So I work out for 6 weeks or for 5 weeks, then I have 1 week off. And then the next 5 weeks, I can change up some exercises that I want to try or whatever, but I stick to it for that length so I can actually progressively overload. And I love getting new principles that I've learned in one mesocycle and bringing them into the next one. And that's kind of allowed me to just always level up my training. And kind of as you get, I mean, I'm way far off my natural potential, if that's even a thing. But as you kind of get closer, as you kind of get out of those newbie gains and you learn more, instead of your progress like kind of going up and then rounding and slowing down, keep training harder, applying better principles, improving your nutrition, your recovery, and your consistency. And instead of it starting around, you can kind of get more of this linear progress going on, which is what I've really felt the last 10 months. And it's what I plan to keep doing, at least till the end of this year. And then we'll really reevaluate from there and see what's going on. I think as well, I kind of been thinking about getting an editor, just like a friend of mine, to pump out some gym edits for me, just so I can get out more content a day. I actually want to know your guys' thoughts on that. So posting gym edits, posting my personal, what's worked for me, like tips and tricks, I guess. And then also doing the vlogs on YouTube. So kind of more of the sit down, telling you about life, about my training, way more personal when I do it this way. Just kind of building that relationship. I think if I do that, that'll be pretty good. If I can maybe get out, well, I don't want to put a number, but a handful of edits, handful of my, like you guys would have seen them by now, my sit down videos or reels or YouTube shorts or TikToks where I'm sitting down on the beanbag, you know, got the lamp, got the yellow captions normally across and the pop-ups. So I think I'll be doing quite a few of those. Anyway, we are 25 minutes into my cardio now. I'm absolutely sweating. It just shows you how unfit I am. But I think I'm going to do it for 40 minutes today. Oh, sorry, 45 minutes. And then again, just as I get deeper into the cut and it becomes harder to kind of shed off that more body fat, because it does get harder as you have less to get rid of. I think for me personally, I find it easier doing more cardio, low intensity cardio, than dropping my calories. But again, I'll just play it out and see what's working. Do I think it's important to track calories? When you're bulking, I don't think so much. To be honest, I don't. I think when you first start bulking, you should for the first 2-3 weeks just use MyFitnessPal. That's what I use. That's what I recommend. I think use MyFitnessPal to track your calories and what you're eating, just so you can kind of learn and get an idea of what 4,000 calories or however many you're using, what it actually looks like. And then I think you can transition off of it, you tracking so meticulously. Same when cutting as well. I haven't ate at 3,000 calories for a long time now. So I'm tracking everything I've eaten today on MyFitnessPal for the first 3 weeks or so. I don't use the premium version, I just have the free one. It works absolutely fine. Just so I get an idea of what 3,000 calories actually looks like. And again, super important. Probably the 3 best measures to know if you're hitting your goals, right? If you're cutting, weigh yourself every morning, same morning, once a week. I do Sunday morning. I weigh myself every Sunday morning after I go to the toilet, just in my undies, see what I'm weighing before I eat or drink anything. That's normally the most accurate measurement for me, right? And it will be for you as well. Second thing you do is just look in the mirror. Do you look like you're getting leaner? Right, so you've lost weight, look in the mirror, have you lost body fat? Do you look like you're getting leaner? Take a few progress pictures, a few progress videos a week, and you can see that. Third thing as well, if I'm cutting, am I gaining muscle? Am I maintaining it? Am I losing muscle even if you're cutting too aggressively? Best way to know this, again, eye test, but also progressive overload. If you're moving the same weight for the same reps with the same form, you're maintaining your muscle. If you're going heavier or hitting more reps with the same form, you're actually building muscle. And then if you're getting weaker and weaker, hitting less reps, less weight, you're probably losing a bit of muscle. Or that could even just be because your energy is so low because you're cutting way too hard, which again, you would be losing muscle. So the whole point of this cut is I want to keep building muscle even. The first kind of 3-4 weeks into this cut, well, I want to build muscle for the whole cut, but have to be realistic. And then the plan from there is to just maintain my muscle and just get leaner. I think I'm going to dip down and dabble around that 7, 8, 9% body fat. But again, never done a DEXA scan. I don't know if Greg Doucette's eyes. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be looking at that weight. At that body fat, but I'll have a pretty good idea. Anyway, my cardio is almost done. So I think I'm going to wrap up this video pretty soon. But if you guys are curious to see how far I can take natural aesthetics, you know, good genetics mixed with you know, working your ass off, and I'd say borderline obsessing over like how good you can get your physique. I think it's worth hitting a follow, you know, subscribing. And again, any content you guys want to see, like let me know. I want to like serve you guys and let you know, and share with you the content you want to see. So please do not hesitate to leave a comment, shoot me a DM, and I'll make it happen. Anyway, not exactly sure when the next video is coming out. It'll be sometime next week. Could even be on Wednesday, maybe Friday or Sunday. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with how this first video came out, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.